Well, again, guys, thank you for taking the time. As I mentioned, a lot of familiar faces and names, so appreciate it. Um, you know, give you guys a little background. I think most of you guys have gone through this spiel before, but again, been in the industry for 20 plus years. Worked with some of you not only here at Evolve IP, but in my past as well. And I am excited about what we're sharing with you today. Again, 5 years with Evolve IP. This ATSG merger that we're going to talk about is something that, again, not only am I excited about it, but I think the entire Evolve IP team is excited about it. And you'll find as we dig deeper into kind of what this merger means, not only to Evolve IP, but ATSG, as well as our partners in the community. I think you guys will be excited about it as well. Today's agenda, right, just kind of talk about what the combined company means, as one. Talk about what the combined offerings are. And this is probably the most exciting part. There are going to be more tools in the tool belt that you guys are going to be able to leverage with your clients that you might not have been able to specifically leverage with Evolve IP. Again, these are going to be high-level conversations today. Plan on a series of additional trainings to kind of go deeper into the product set and offerings. If you want to schedule some one-on-one time, definitely send me an email and we'll get that set up as well. And then last but not least, we'll leave it open for Q&A so you guys can ask any questions that you may have. So let's dive into the merger, right? So as this merger took place about, I don't know, it was about a month and a half ago, it combined ATSG and Evolve IP, right? It allowed us to be now over $240 million in revenue. Our customer base increased significantly with over 1,700 customers within that portfolio as we speak, as well as employees, right? So again, now we have more resources, we have more people to help with, delivering our message to our customers and clients that you guys might have out there. I'm excited about the new portfolio and the product sets that we're able to offer. I feel like it's a great opportunity for not only new clients, but also some of your existing clients, right? I think a lot of these things that ATSG brings to the table are things that Evolve IP traditionally has not been able to offer. And you'll find that they're going to be things that you probably get offered or at least asked on a day-to-day basis, right? And so now we are providing you some additional tools in your tool belt to be able to bring these opportunities to ATSG and Evolve IP. Outside of that, right, we still have a very strong, recognizable customer base, right? McLean Trucking, Madison Square Garden. ATSG side brings in Verizon, Coca-Cola. So again, as you're meeting with these clients, we may not be the most known name out there, but we have a good client base that can solidify and at least demonstrate that Evolve IP and ATSG is able to offer a solid solution. Any questions in regards to just, high level overview of what this means as a combined organization? Perfect. So we're going to kind of break down kind of where Evolve IP was, right? Break down where ATSG is and kind of what that means for you guys as an overall portfolio. So I'm going to go through the Evolve IP side. Don will go into the ATSG as well as the combined organization. For those that have sold us in the past or maybe brought opportunities, our product set has not changed, right? So we're still doing Teams or WebEx collaboration for voice. We still have our BroadSoft on the back end that's providing those PBX attributes where needed. We still have our own contact center that we're able to leverage within these solutions as well. Desktop as a service, whether that be in a private or public cloud. And again, I think when you guys look at the offerings within our portfolio as just Evolve IP, you'll see that we're very flexible, right? It's really about aligning the solution based on what your clients are looking for. And you'll find that ATSG has a very similar mentality in regards to being flexible and tailoring a solution based on their requirements. So again, everything as is with the past Evolve IP, still a Microsoft Gold certified partner, still working within that VM or Citrix environment and leveraging Microsoft Teams, WebEx or BroadSoft. So I'm going to pass it now over to Don, and he's going to get in a little bit deeper into what the ATSG portfolio brings to the table.
And you can, if you don't mind, just keep going through this whole slides, Justin. I'll talk to all of it. So again, first off, again, thanks again for being on here. Just and a little more background. So I've been with ATSG about 5 years, probably our sixth acquisition, but this is really more of a merger of equals when it all comes down to it. And as Jocelyn said, really extremely and genuinely excited about kind of the depth and breadth and experience that Evolve IP brings to ATSG. And I promise you, maybe within about a month, we'll have a new brand name. So that'll be forthcoming in terms of who we are as an organization. Hard to say Evolve IP, ATSG, or vice versa. So, but very excited about what the teams coming together can bring. So we've been around for 27 years. Really started as a VAR, but really evolved and morphed into a managed service organization. I've been doing IT outsourcing since admittedly 1985. I went on the buy side, was a CIO for several years as well. So, I'm really excited about the service that we're providing. Really, our focus is around managed services. We do sell product and some other things, but really it's around managed services. So I'm going to go by what I call the 4x4 and kind of talk about and kind of weave into some of the things that we've done to help kind of strengthen our position now that we have Evolve IP as part of our entire team. So really, as what we did when it comes down to the acquisition specifically and merger with Evolve IP, it's really around strengthening our managed cloud. And so as Evolve IP was very strong also in the desktop as a service, we also bring a competency around desktop as a service, which really allows customers to have options. And that's really important to us. You bring two of the best in the marketplace, both recognized by Gartner, both in the hype cycle, but also in the challenger space. So really excited about what that can bring. Again, providing really our customers understanding what they need, how they need it, and really be able to provide different options, and both of them being well proven and competitive solutions in the marketplace. In addition to that, providing that level of infrastructure as a service, providing hybrid cloud solutions. So really strengthen and deepen that capability within ATSG and Evolve for both companies. And really, I think that provides you better options for your customers. The second piece that we had that really is a newer, I think for the most part, capability that you may not be familiar with Evolve IP is our managed operations. So we think about that, think about service desk, think about, high-level infrastructure management, and think about depot and field services. So we have many customers who we do 24/7, 365, tier 1 through tier 3, ITIL-based ServiceNow service desk. And so we follow it up with also providing NOC services, so managing their infrastructure, alerting, notification, incident management, but also extending that to, hey, desk site support, meet the customers where they're at, not everyone doesn't go into the office, where they meet in remote offices and or dispatching to data centers if there's issues with their infrastructure. And so really providing that managed operations, kind of the plumbing, if you will, from an IT perspective. We also have this managed network capability, and so we're proud to represent. I think a lot of times it's always good to lead with the best, and we're recognized as a leader in managed network services by Gartner. So very proud of what the team has done. And so that talks about kind of LAN, WAN management, and really there's a differentiation is what as we evolve and can discuss this more in detail and go through training. It's really around our business impact modeling and service assurance. So certainly there is a lot about alerting and managing all that traffic, if you will, but really it's more about understanding business services and the componentry around business services and providing a higher level touch and competency around their network environment. And certainly, again, as I mentioned, adding, strengthening our UC and contact center. So really broadening our skills in that area with Evolve IP. So that's very excited about what that can do with our managed network services. And then last but not least is around our managed security. So this is another new offering that may not be familiar with Evolve IP. Really excited about it. Again, part of our infrastructure is leading with a partner in the kind of the Gartner equivalent called Forrester. We're providing really a true MDR, managed detection and response service. So helping customers, again, meeting them where they're at, helping them understand kind of where they're at on their zero trust journey, helping them ingest and provide a single pane of glass, kind of all the different tools. Most customers, as I tell us all the time, and have 60 to 75 plus security tools in their environment. How do you manage all that? Separate what I call, signal from noise, and us being able to really provide that kind of quick action, because especially in the security world, being able to quickly identify, prioritize, and mitigate, because it's not a matter of if, but when they get in the environment, providing that level of support. So our managed detection response capabilities are really excited about what that's going to do for our customers and prospects, and provide that to you as partners. And then we wrap that around with really just a couple things. So we have project services. So not only do we help customers purchase equipment, but help them implement and then move it to a managed environment. Again, we're also a global EIP, Evolve IP brought certainly international presence, but we also have delivery capabilities, and we support many global organizations. Some of our support organizations are in Pakistan, India, and others, if that's something that customers are interested in. But we can go both ways in terms of onshore, offshore, depending on the customer. So, in a nutshell, kind of the 4x4 is kind of what I think is very exciting for both organizations, and really for a partner in the partner community, extending your service offering and really providing that on your behalf to, good prospects. Our ICPs, our ideal customer profiles, may vary a little bit based on the solution set, but I think for the most part, they fit where we've been with the channel. And really, if I look at ATSG, that's an area where we are excited about growing, because we really weren't significant in the channel relative to as a primary focus. And I know that with my role, I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you and really engaging in how we can actually really make a difference out there in through your organizations and to the customers, really through these extended offerings. So I can speak pretty fast, so I apologize about that, but I also want to allow you guys enough time for questions. So please, this is the time to hopefully collaborate, and again, as Jocelyn said, we can schedule follow-up meetings to detail in any of these areas, and look forward to that.
One thing I did want to say too is I understand in some of your guys' organizations, you might be doing some of these things in-house. Again, we are agnostic when it comes to finding the right solution for the customer. So if you find that you have something in-house that you would rather be putting in front of the client, again, we can kind of pick and pull so that there's no conflict of interest with any of the clients that you guys bring to us. The one kind of feature, if there's no questions right off the bat, just, again, being new and being introduced to this product set or offering. One of the things that I'm most excited about is the managed detection and response solution. This is something that I feel is a conversation that can be had with any of your clients. And there's not a company out there that is not worried about their security. So if this is something that you could take out of this call, this is one area that I feel is going to be probably most advantageous for many of you, just because A, maybe security conversations are a little bit more challenging, but B, you might not have had an opportunity to really present a solution that helps clients with their security posture. And this is unique in the sense that it takes their security platforms, whether they're on-prem or in the cloud, and provides them that single pane of glass for monitoring and remediation. Again, something that I kind of thought through some of my past clients and clients that maybe you guys have brought to me, saying, gosh, I wish I had this solution 2 years ago or 3 years ago, especially with all the ransomware and breaches that we're seeing happen within the marketplace. So that's one I would definitely highlight that I think would be unique for you guys.
Yeah, so Jen, would love to get you fine. I just love to just get good feedback. And I know that we are, one of other options that you have in the marketplace, and certainly we'll learn from that. And we certainly want to be, the top option, but we understand there's other partners out there. But certainly would love some feedback, especially as we move forward. But I'll kind of reach out a little bit if you don't mind. So Dan, unfortunately, right in the middle of my screen, so I'm gonna pick on you a little bit if you don't mind. So any initial thoughts or comments?
Well, more is better, so that's great. So I think sooner rather than later, Jocelyn, you'll need to get out to our place and get in front of our sales team. We've got 6 salespeople that you should be talking to, so they understand what you have to offer with your new product set. So I think that'd be very helpful.
Definitely.
Yeah,
We'll get
awesome,
that
Dan.
scheduled
Thank you.
in. Kip, Joe, do you guys have any comments? I know we've worked in the past together as well. Anything that you guys see that you would like to learn more about? Questions? Put you guys on the spot.
Hey,
No, it's just,
Jocelyn. Oh, go ahead.
oh,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Kip.
Oh, anyways, it's just, yeah, it's the same that Dan said. It's just like it's a scenario, just need to learn the product set, pricing, different things. There's lots of people doing this. And so we just need to learn more about what ATSG, is doing with your side to be able to see how that compares to other providers. I mean, it's somewhat similar on most of the groups, and then it just becomes, how do you service your group? Are you domestic? What goes on with things? How do you perform, within that structure and doing stuff? So there's just some differences on
Yeah,
people
and I
can
think,
sell all this stuff. The bottom line is the back end. That's what we
Right.
get. So just as
Yeah.
a note, it's as a provider of all this stuff is if we sell something to a client that they take on and they after it's sold, because everybody has their price, everybody has their things they do, but at
Right.
the end of the day, if you don't take care of these clients, then it reflects on us. So that's our biggest concern.
100%.
exactly. And I think you'll see, right, the telephony, the UC side, the contact center, right? We know that is a very saturated marketplace, right? I mean, we can all list about probably 30 different suppliers that we have sold over the years that, basically provides some type of dial tone at the desktop or in an application layer. That to me is not really where we're going to see the strengths of Evolve IP ATSG moving forward. Yes, it's our core product set. Yes, we have solutions for that. Where I feel that you guys are going to see some value is some of that, like I said, that MDR, maybe having more field technician capabilities, help desk support for your larger clients, especially if they have national footprint and you're trying to get phones installed at certain locations. And then obviously desktop as a service. Desktop as a service right now is still a market that is growing and has a lot of opportunities, especially as clients look to refresh their technology. But yeah, definitely, Kip. I agree with you. Joe, did you want to add anything? I know we've worked on a few things together.
Yeah, not much. Both Dan and Kip did a great job. They covered kind of what I had in mind, but I'll just add to what jumps out, the managed operations. You just talked about it, Jocelyn, the remote infrastructure management, the dispatch capabilities. Those are becoming more popular as companies continue to push things to the data center, get things off prem.
Yeah.
I tend to get requests for that remote hand services, who can drive to all these data centers or have people locally to respond to tickets or, upgrade drives and infrastructure, and customers want to be hands off. Like they're definitely, as we're outsourcing so much of that, they're also looking at additional people and operational support on that.
Yeah.
The managed network jumped out as well. Definitely, there's some newness there compared to what Evolve was doing in the past. And then, yeah, definitely the managed security. We do have a lot of choices in the marketplace, but
Yeah, right.
to bundle it with your other strengths, that's very conducive to how we like to sell and support our clients.
Yeah.
And Kip nailed it. The support after the fact is one of the main drivers, because that is our
Lifeblood.
yeah, that's our lifeblood. That's
Yeah,
what
right.
they're putting their trust in us to bring them solutions. We in turn are trusting you, and then ultimately the paying customer is the one that's making decisions on if they're happy or unhappy. And we got to keep that in definitely in our focus. So.
Yeah, and I think for this group too, and especially anyone based in Minnesota, even some maybe from the outskirts of the other markets, we've gone through a lot of iterations in regards to support models, right? I mean, we went from an ATEC acquisition to kind of Evolve IP, kind of moving in more to an enterprise space, and now we've got the ATSG. I will tell you that Evolve IP has made some major enhancements in the management team in regards to client life cycle. And we have changed the way that we are supporting said clients. And it's something that I find unique, maybe something that you haven't seen yet demonstrated with your clients, but know that it's been something that we have been working towards for the last year and a half. But really, we've gotten away from call 1-800-EVOLVE IP. Right. No one wants that. So we have instead not only our project team that helps with the implementation and follows it all the way through until it's installed, they have a dedicated team of resources that you guys can leverage as well as the client can leverage specifically for them. And that includes an account manager, Cisco engineers, right? Maybe a DAS engineer. Again, people that get to know them. And I feel like that's going to be unique, right? We've gotten away from, the automated or, lack of people response and really kind of flood the support model with the more the people, the merrier. So that's something, if you haven't seen the shift yet, I've noticed the shift. I've gone through some ups and downs with Evolve IP over the years. And you guys know, if you know me, right, it's not fun. None of us like that. But again, I've seen a shift not only in our project team, but also in our support team. So. John, Scott, Dan, do you guys want to add anything? Daniel, anything you guys would like to see more of?
Yeah, thanks for that. Any specific verticals or something like that ATSG is focused on that maybe we should know about?
No, I appreciate that. That's a great question. Yeah. So, we're not focused on a vertical, but it's interesting how the verticals kind of fall. Like I would say, for example, on our remote services, help desk, et cetera, there's probably not a high-end brand name within retail that you can mention that they're not a customer of ours. So it's a little crazy. So we're very strong in the retail space when it comes to the managed operations. We service finance and manufacturing, but that's I would just say we're not focused on that. We're deep in that area though, especially on the remote services. They got a lot of disparate locations. So I would say retail are highly distributed organizations. We have a strength and some credibility in that marketplace. So in that particular area, on the managed network, I kind of take your question and run with it a little bit further. Really strong in a couple areas, but healthcare seems to be we're deep in healthcare for a variety of different reasons. And when I think about managed network, I used to, when I was on the buy side, I looked at all the different products out there, SolarWinds, Science Logic, Xenos and others. And really this goes way beyond that. So an example I typically use is we're working with a major hospital in Texas, and they want us to extend it to manage their NICU area, where it's some key devices within that NICU area that says, hey, everything's important, but that's even more elevated important. So we're able to take and ingest data from there, provide to them, providing the learning, notification, and response associated with that particular area. Think of it same thing like in a restaurant, whether they're refrigeration units or others. So really the ability to flex, on the OT side, operation technology, manufacturing floor. So really to extend it beyond the traditional IT really provides a level of differentiation that we're excited about to hopefully expose to you and your customers.
Great. Last question. Any entry-level solutions like vulnerability scanning or light scanning for like an audit perspective to get you in the door from a security perspective?
Yeah, so we can do some pen testing, red team exercises with customers on the security side. So absolutely, we can do that. Do some discovery workshops, just some zero trust workshops to help them understand where they're at, where they need to be, and then really let them decide kind of their next step. So yes, we can offer that as part of the service.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely where I see kind of an entry level, right? Being able to have these tools available to your clients so that they can kind of see or at least identify, and then also having a team on the back end that can help build that security posture for them, and giving them tools to be, more successful in regards to those alerts and prioritizing which ones are going to be most important.
Yep, agreed.
Good. Gentlemen, did someone want to chime in?
No, I'm just saying, I know we're at the top of the hour and I really I'll respect your time, but really appreciate the opportunity. I understand and respect that, we're representing your brand. We're out in the marketplace. So having being able to deliver is important. Trust me, I'm on that side. You got to make sure we actually just flat out deliver on top of selling it. But we also will look like your input is. You say, here's some areas where you need to be better at. Love to get that input. We have a product management team, really focused on strengthening our products. So, your input is critical to that. But really genuinely appreciate the time. And we look forward to the opportunity to kind of sit down with you and really deep dive, get under the covers in any and all of these areas. And hopefully, get some early momentum heading out of 2025. So, but thank you very much.
Yeah, and if you guys come across anything, shoot me an email. I'll tell you. I'll be the first one to tell you if it's a fit or not. So
great.
Cool.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
See you guys.
Yeah. See ya.